If you want to hit crazy beams and have the most consistent aim on your trio, you need to implement this training routine. Everything I'm going to show you in this video can be done within Fortnite. You don't need to spend money on Kovacs or download aim labs, you just need to use the map codes in the description. I'm not going to waste any more time, so let's jump straight in. To start off, you're going to want to head into Raiders Mechanics Map V4, pick any gun, and do bounce tracking. This is going to help you build a lot of consistency with your targeting and scope sense. I like to keep it at 50 meters when I'm using an unscoped weapon, just to keep it realistic. Some people might find this too easy, but 50 meter range is where the majority of the fast tracking skill you have is going to get used, whether it's in competitive or creative. Building really strong mid-range tracking is going to help you be much more reliable when it comes to hitting a jumping or flying opponent. Getting used to seeing the art that gets created almost lets you draw a guideline with your crosshair and keep your bloom under control. I suggest doing this for anywhere between 8 and 15 minutes at a time with any mix of weapons you want. Next, you're going to hop into the V5 of Raiders map, go to the aim duel section and pick shotgun mode. So many people underestimate the importance of close range shotgun aim. The majority of fights in Fortnite get ended with a shotgun shot, and no matter how good your piece control is or how fast your mechanics are, if you don't have consistent and reliable shotgun aim, you'll never get where you want to be. Really try to be as accurate as possible. The bot in here can strafe a little bit faster than a real player can, so if you can hit good shots here, it's going to easily transfer to your in-game skill. The reason why I think shotgun aim duels works better than a Kovacs type scenario is that it gives you the feeling and visual of a player actually in your box. In here, it's never really a massive over-exaggerated flick. In a lot of box fights, it's just a small adjustment onto the player. If you can hit hard, reliable pump shots all the time, you're going to be way more effective as a fighter than someone who can only hit max pumps every once in a while. I like to break down shotgun aim duels across 3 to 6 sessions, lasting anywhere from 3 to 7 minutes each. Shotgun practice is one of those things that heavily compounds on reps and absolutely cannot be ignored if you want to be a good player. Now, staying in the same map, you're going to want to move on to the search tag section and pick whatever gun is in the meta for long range tags. The Spire rifle, in my opinion, is the most viable option. It's super accurate while tap firing. Previously, I would have recommended using the hollow, but since it's not in the game anymore, there's no point. In here, you're going to want to focus on tap firing each shot. Way too many players don't actually practice their surge aim, and it's super important to have that long range reliability with your AR. Whether it's getting surge or just conditioning teams from far away, you need to stay on top of it. Especially in stacked lobbies, good players aren't going to give you unlimited opportunities to get damage off them. If you miss your first shot, it's like giving them a free pass to just build you off and not let you aim at them again. If you play on a high targeting sense, like over 60%, surge tags are going to be much harder than if you're playing between 30 and 40%, which is what I personally recommend. A slower targeting sense gives you more control when lining up a shot from range. The further someone is away from you, the larger of an impact micro movements have on your accuracy. Higher sense means more micro movements, which in turn is going to lead to worse long range aim. For me personally, long range tags like this are extremely difficult. I'm not very patient when it comes to shooting my AR, and I tend to rush a lot of my shots, and that lack of patience can negatively impact the consistency of my ranged aim. If you're similar to me with regards to struggling with patience, then you have to put a lot of work into your ranged aim. And lastly, I just want to talk about finding the correct sensitivity for you. In all honesty, your X and Y sensitivity don't matter all that much, but I will say that based on my own research, this sweet spot is anywhere between 5.8 and 7.0 on 800 EPI. It just comes down to how well your playstyle caters to the settings that you choose. Everyone is different, and what feels good for a pro player might not feel good for you. I'm in favor of using pro settings as a guide or reference point, but not just copying the settings with no thought process behind it. Every change you make to yourself should be deliberate and intend to solve a problem. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.